Morning, good morning. How is everyone this morning? Oh, no, you're not coming up here. You don't need up here. Oh, man. Oh, where are you going? Hey, where are you going? Get over here. Come on. Stay here close by. Lil, stop. Oh, man. Everybody wanted sunrises and sunsets. Where is everybody when it comes time for a sunrise? You got one person in there. Is that you, Hogger? Man, oh, man. Oh. Good morning. Johnny West, huh? You know, I know a Johnny West in Mississippi. Morning, Christian. Cheers. Well, cheers for you. Not for me this early. Mm-mm. We are doing just fine. Um, what are you digging in, though, man? Ain't you? Okay. Oh. Yeah, we're doing all right. Yeah, what I was saying. Oh, Johnny West. That's the name of my old boss's husband. Oh, that's where I heard that name. Yeah. Well, I kind of figured you're not him. Yeah. That would be hilarious if he jumped into the feed. I mean, they know about my channel, but kind of had to kind of keep it a little discreet. Because at the time, I quit smoking for 2 years while I was up there at that chicken plant. The few of them that figured out that I did smoke for a long time. Uh, what's funny though is even though they are flat against it, it's illegal there in Mississippi. It's not recreational or the medical was just coming out. So yeah, they were uh, kind of being strict on that. But anyway, a couple of them that found out about it, we had to keep that on the low because as we got people drug tested quite a bit, and which would have been fine because I had quit. But if they drug test one supervisor, they drug test them all at the same time. And so, yeah, when we all kept hush about that, we didn't want nobody to be caught. Because there was some other supervisor, they still smoked. I wasn't taking that chance. I needed to. Yeah, I built my way up from. Yeah, I know weed is a medicine. I know that. You know that. Most everybody in the legal states understands that. Some people, I mean, all the way over there in Mississippi, yeah, they don't understand that. You have to have a medical card, and if you have a medical card, you cannot run any kind of equipment. You can't be a supervisor. And can't nothing. So yeah, we had to keep all that stuff discreet. So I didn't let a lot of people see my channel. A lot of weed smoking in the channel in the early years. Lots and lots. There's a difference between medicine and just outright overindulgence. And that, when I had the treehouse down here, oh yeah, that was definitely overindulgence. Yeah. I look at it kind of the same as, well, uh, In Genesis, it says he gives us every seed bearing plant for our use, for our consumption, for medicine, for food, for uh, every, every leaf bearing plant is there for our use in one shape, form, or way, shape, or form. But also, like he was saying when he was talking about the drinking, because they called Jesus a wine bibber. You know, he was one that associated with people with drunkards and drank wine with drunkards and stuff like that. You know, and so when he was confronted about it, he's like he was. I think he was telling the disciples, but he gives give drink to the heavy-hearted, heavy-laden. Um, Drink, but don't get stubborn drunk, which puts a guideline on it. You know, and I believe it's in the overindulgence is where there's problems. You smoke way too much, and Coco has too. Yeah. uh, yeah, that is. No man, get out of that stuff. I don't get you. You got all the food you need. Why are you wanting to eat things that aren't meant for you to eat, weirdo? But yeah, I guess cocoa beans is same category. It's good for medicine, abused in the right way. But holy crap, that can be over abused easily, very easily, way easier than weed. What do you get? What do you get? You cold? Oh, oh, that's cold. Golly. Coffee fields are beautiful. I had to give up caffeine. Oh man, that sucks. Good luck with that on me. Raise your blood pressure. Stop. Look, you want in here and warm up, then fine, but stop licking me. Ah, golly. But if you exercise, it reduces blood pressure by opening the mouth. There you go. Well, I guess by the sums of that conversation, sounds like the chat is saying to take some cocaine and exercise. Did I get that right? Ugh, no. Yeah, I'd like to experiment with coffee and weed and exercise. Let's see, live or die. There you, well, well, at very least you'll enjoy plenty of coffee, plenty of weed, and exercise in between. um, oh, tell Selena that Quit the licking. That's not Selena. That's little man over there licking on himself like a little. Go on with that crap. Why do dogs always gotta lick on themselves or try to dig something out of their butts that doesn't sound like it's coming out? Y'all are weird. Little man's a weird one. He's a nasty little fucker too. He's always licking on himself. I have to holler at him all the time. It's like, stop! I don't like that sound. That just sounds messed up. Oh, I didn't realize y'all could hear it that well. That sucked. The noise is creepy. It does kind of sound like that though, don't it? Oh heck, Selena's not even up. She's sleeping in. She wasn't feeling good yesterday. I think that stomach thing that I had that I had the other day grabbed her yesterday. Oh man, it's chilly out here. I hope y'all know that I'm out here freezing myself just to talk to y'all while y'all watch the sun rise that won't seem to rise. Where's it at? Would you change direction on me? Come on. Anytime now. All right. Well, it's cool to see you again. Come on in, enjoy yourself. All uh, the old subscribers are all still here. Chit chat around in there and might find one. Considering there's only 3 of them, might take a little while. Everybody ends up coming in about the time the sun's really coming up over. No, no, we didn't get blankets yet. We got a couple little bitty blankets. You know, they're really not very warm, but no, we didn't get any yet. Yeah, Lee, nose are running like crazy. I think uh, I think Corn had told Selena that they had extra blankets down there at the library, so I think we might go down there before it gets colder. It's supposed to be colder next week. I want to try to start getting some of them shipping blankets from like the ones you get from U-Haul and stuff. Now, they cost too much from U-Haul, but you can get them at like Army supply stores and um, thrift stores and stuff like that. Them old wool blankets, 'cause they'd be really good for the winter. But during the summer, once I go to closing this all in, they make the absolute best concrete sheets. You take concrete without the pea gravel in it, make the mixture up, and then soak them blankets in it really good, and throw them up over fence or whatever else. Why isn't dinosaurs mentioned in the Bible? I don't know. Did you know they did research and found out that they had gay dinosaurs? They did. Want to know what they were called? I tell you, but you gotta ask me. What were they called? Come on. Go ahead. Ask the question. You know you want to. Come on, little man. Far enough. Come on. You don't need to go further. Little. Little man. Hey. See, you hard headed little dog. Hey, this way. Oh, he's done on a trail for something. Uh, Harbor Freight for $12. Is that what the blanket? Oh, just a mortar. I gotta go get my dog. Hold on. Little man. Little man, you didn't go keep ignoring me like that. I'm gonna put you back on the leash. Come on. That little son of a bitch and run off the house. Get over here. Get over here. Didn't I tell you to stay in the camp? Come on. He sees wide open desert. He's like, oh, I get to run. No, you don't. There's critters out there that get you. Oh. I guess he didn't want to know. How are they different? Different racial events. Well, um, back in generations, um, Genesis, it says he created he them, and he speaks again about it to the disciples, telling them that um, he has sheep or people. He has um, congregations that they are unaware of. So I believe that Adam and Eve were the ones designed for the to um, protect and dwell in the garden, but I believe there was others out there. I mean, when Cain killed Abel and was stricken from the land and run out of the garden, he then um, he then was associated with his wife, in which they had many kids. The only way that's possible is if there was other people other than Adam and Eve that were planted places. Um, it's either that or um, when Cain killed Abel, he took one of his sisters with him and married her, which doesn't sound right at all. So yeah, I would believe that there were others. Adam and Eve were the ones chosen for the garden, but the mortar is for the sheets of concrete. Uh, no, 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 no. You take the blankets and soak them in the liquid concrete and then throw them up on a fence. And when they dry, they make a, a concrete sheet. I've seen it years ago. They did that. They did that making heavy duty flower pots and stuff like that. That's heresy. Yes. Any of these answers were lacking. Um. Well, and honestly, mine probably would be too, because I really haven't given it too much more thought than what I've already told you. I mean, that's just what sounds right to me, but I've asked a lot of the same similar questions and many more. I personally believe we have been sold a bill of goods. Sold a bill of goods. Hmm. Not sure what you mean by that. I personally believe we have been tricked by a system to live a lifestyle that almost seems to hide God from most people. And we weren't meant to live this way. We were meant to we were meant to live in unison with the Spirit of God. I believe that's why Jesus spent so much time in the wilderness, and John the Baptist stayed in the wilderness, and that's why they said to come out from amongst her, talking about Babylon, and you know that's why everything warns us about the very structure of the people, the government, and everything around us. Everything in the Bible warns us against it. Everything. I mean, We're not taught to go out in the wilderness alone and worship God. We're taught to worship Him in a concert setting with all the lights and the smoke and the glamour. We're not taught to seek God, we're taught to seek a church. We're not taught to obey God, we're taught to obey a church. We're not taught to give to God, we're taught to pay tithing to a church, an organization. Uh, Mankind makes up stuff doesn't understand. Yeah. Mankind makes up things it doesn't understand. Yes, I get that. I get that. A lot of things are made up that are not understood. But look at the Bible. Look how old it is. Look how long it stood the test of time. Not to mention all of the. Hold on, that's loud. Um, oh, look at it. Look at all of the things that the Bible says happen that scientists have proven these happen, and these happen on this exact timeline. All the miracles that happen, um, and it's not just one account of it. You know, the Bible is not the only place that verifies these things. Science, the things that people would rather listen to, the people running all this nonsense that is telling you this happened, that happened, have collaborated to tell the exact same thing. They have proof of the same thing that the Bible says. That's just looking at it from from the broad view of it. Now, a person who has felt the Spirit of God, has a relationship with God, sees it um, much different. It's much stronger, and there's no, it's got to be right. It is, you know. I think we should go by the Old Testament shows a lot of how uh, people would come up with all of these rituals and all of these, well, that they would do, and all of um, these rules and how we abide by them, and you know they at the end of it, it was shown that none of their rules mattered. You know, just being good people and loving one another is what mattered. You know, on Calvary there was three crosses there. Oh, a thief, murder, They claim to be God. These rules are all good things, are all things we should follow. But at the end of it, you got to ask yourself about the guy on the cross. A guy that never followed a single rule, never prayed a single prayer, never paid a single tithing, never any of that. Never was baptized, never did do any, never did go and feed the hungry and comfort the poor or anything. Never did anything. But the Son died so that we may live. And he told him that he would see him in heaven. No. No. He come here to save past, present, and future. Uh-oh. DNA is on the move again. What are you doing now? That is one energetic guy. He is up at the crack of dawn, and he don't stop till way after dark. Wish I had half that energy. Yeah, it gets a little confusing, but it clears up the more you read and the more you pray for knowledge. Man, the seagulls or the pigeons have tripled. That's a lot of birds. Understand how a scientist can author the Bible, huh? Who's the scientist? You're not talking about King James, huh? Bible's compiled of many authors, stretched out over many, many years. They all say the same thing. And these are books that were written separate places, separate countries, separate time frames. And they all collaborated perfectly. They all lined up perfectly. Slavery happening all over the world. You speak as if you're not part of that. Exactly. Kathy, yes. Many people. But the slavery that you say is happening every day has been happening for decades. We are literally born in bondage. If you don't believe that, take a look at your mortgage, take a look at your car note, take a look at your finances, take a look at everything around you. We're born with a price tag. The government stamps a number on us immediately. We are born in bondage. We are born as slaves. We're one of the only countries that we are told we are born free, but yet everything is owned. Can't go out and find a piece of land that's not occupied and say, hey, okay, this is where I'll settle. No, you got to have a land note and you got to pay taxes every year on your land. Otherwise, they take your land from you. So, do you actually ever even own it? No, not really. Same way with your car. Something happens and miss a few car payments. Shoot, we was almost halfway on our car. We missed a few car payments. Couldn't catch it up. It was lost. Everything we had invested in it, lost. If it's paid off, that's where the kicker is. You pay something off, pay it off. Go ahead. Don't taxes on it every year, which is ridiculous. They're going to come and get it. Your land, your car, your stuff, whatever. You don't pay taxes every year. We are one of the, I think, from what I could tell, one of the few places that are taxed as much as we are. Have to pay taxes to live, have to pay taxes to eat, and what's funny is they take taxes out of your check. You go and work a full 40-hour week and you're getting paid for 30 hours of it because 10 hours of that, uh, easy, if not 20, belongs to the government. You know, they say when you do something wrong, you have to pay restitution, which is paying your debt to society. But what do they call that? They call that taxes. They call that just that's every. It's not that you did anything wrong. It's just you have to pay this. Why? Why do I have to pay that? Why is it you have to pay taxes out of your check for roads that you have to pay on? You have to get tags on the car and pay. I mean, you pay all of that, and then you pay taxes again um, on everything you do. I mean, we're going to pay tax out of our check every single paycheck. And why do we pay taxes on every single thing that we buy afterwards with what money we have left? Yep, there is many religions. Hmm. So all the people before Jesus' time was lost. No, I do not believe so. There are people that made their choice. They followed God, lived long lives, and they're awaiting the day we all head to heaven. And there are ones that decided to live their life and do their own thing and ignore God, and they have their own hell awaiting. It's pretty simple. I mean, get past all the noise and all the confusion in the Bible, and it's not the Bible that's being confusing. It's just you're not understanding it right. You're not asking for wisdom for understanding before you read. But it's a choice. You can choose to live for Him, or you can choose to live the other way. The other way glorifies a fallen angel, which is going to do nothing more than drag you into the pit of hell. To live in a way that glorifies God best you can. But Him coming to die for our sins didn't give us permission to sin more. It just gave us that unconditional love and understanding that we believe in Him and we're going to make it to Him, or we're going to live with Him, depending on how you look at it from that one. I believe He, I believe His Spirit that's all. Keep seeking God out elsewhere, out looking around and trying to, and we're not going to find Him out there. We find Him within ourselves. Exactly. Well, that's good. I like the thought process. I like the well, I no, I can't say that. I don't like the where the thoughts go, but it's good to get your thoughts out there. It's good to talk about it. I like that part. Yeah. And I'm not the smartest person in the world for sure. Far from it. But one thing I've understood is you get past all of the confusion. Salvation is easy enough for a child to understand. God loved the world so much, He gave His Son, so that whoever believes in Him shall not perish but have everlasting life. It's simple. He come, He died for our sins. We believe Him. We are forgiven, and now it's just a growth until the day that we pass and head out to be with Him. He can save anybody from the simple life they live. I know the way I used to be, I didn't have no concern about nobody else. I didn't, you know, I wasn't a nice person. I wasn't one that would help out anybody. I wasn't nothing like I am now. Now I go out of my way to help people, and I go out of my way to just to sit and chit chat and have a good conversation with people. I mean, just anything. But I go out of my way. That's where God showed me that He's most definitely real. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Not only is He real, but His spirit is strong. His spirit overcomes any kind of diversity, any kind of difference of any sort. It overcomes everything, and he overcomes everything with love. He teaches us to be a loving person, to be loving creatures. We all mess up. I mess up all the time. I screw up left and right, but it's all a part of the learning. I've got my eyes open to it. I see when I mess up, and I try not to do that again. The devil's a really strong adversary. He can convince you that you're doing something good, and turns out that it wasn't at all. You know, he's a he is a master of games for sure. Yeah, doing others right. That's why you try to show love on others with everything you got. But at some point, when a person is not acceptable to the conversation or to the spirit that you're trying to show them, Bible also says at some point you need to dust your feet off and walk away. I try so much with people and try so hard with people, and I keep trying to judge that time frame that it's just time to dust your feet off and walk away. And I'm usually a lot or way late. It's usually after they've already spread so much negativity, it's unreal and everything. But some people, you see the good in them. It's just covered up by a lot of evil, but you see the good. Just like Sam, it really hurts. It really hurts my soul to dust my feet off and walk away. It really hurts to, but I've tried and tried. I've shown them. I've shown them love and compassion and friendship, and I've shown them everything I can. And it still takes the first chance to threaten. And see, I try to. I've tried to stay continuous friends with him and others for a long time, knowing that they're trolling me in the process. They're not trying to be better people. They're just trying to dig in until they find a way to troll me. That's not good. You're supposed to surround yourself by people, like-minded people. So, there's just times that you have to dust your feet off and walk away. I'm hoping and praying that he comes around sometime and decides to get his life straight and do the right thing and quit talking about being a good person and actually be one. But at the end of the day, that's my prayer, and that's all I've got. My prayer. All I can do is pray and hope for the best. Yeah, well, try to let God decide on whether there's anything there to work with or anything, but I do understand what you mean because, man, sometimes it and it's upsetting because you see it and it's like, man, you have so much potential. You're just gonna let it go. Just gonna go let the dark side suck you in again, and it's heartbreaking. He's a good guy. He has a good heart. He does. He's it's a it's an, the issue isn't that. The issue is he gets offended really easily, and his brain tells him that people are against him when they're not, and he to keep from getting hurt again, he lashes out. So it's his fault, not someone else's. And he doesn't understand the fact that some people aren't out to get him. Me, I have no interest in doing any harm to him. I pick at him sometimes. I pick at him a lot, and I'll troll him back a little bit. Just but in a more of a positive sense, trying to show him that you can still troll, you can still be you know like that to a certain extent, just more positive, and you don't have to be so hurtful towards people. That's where we mess up. The answer to everything is love, and I mean everything. Oh yeah, but how you gonna love somebody that's hurting you or whatever? Well, you know what? Make it a point to love them anyway, and then when you get to heaven, you ask Jesus, just how did you do that so easily for everyone? And that's simple. We do it because that's what Jesus did. He loved us all beyond our infirmities and our lies and our shortcomings. He loved us all anyway. He loved the very soldiers that were killing him, the very soldiers that were stretching him out on a cross. He loved the very soldiers that were literally there for his destruction. Had to have loved them. He had 10,000 legions of angels that were chomping at the bits to wipe everybody out because of what they were doing to their Lord and Savior, to their God. They were chomping at the bits to wipe them all out, but they couldn't do anything without him giving them the okay, and he wasn't fixing to do it. That is a love beyond any love any of us could ever comprehend. Exactly. Yep. Exactly. Make the right decisions. You can't go wrong if you go with love in every decision. Off to Harbor Freights for the 27 millimeter. So, am I supposed to be going to Harbor Freight? I ain't going to Harbor Freight. I can't go to Harbor Freight. I went to Brawley on the bike the other day and like to never made it back. We had to pray the will to live back in the bike. It didn't want to go no more. Only way I can go to Brawley is I gotta pull that trailer with the solar panel and everything set up to it where it's continuously charging the battery. I don't know. I guess I could probably get a ride. Talk to Jim. Maybe he'd give me a ride to Brawley. What am I getting a 27mm wrench for? What's the 27mm wrench gonna do for me? 27mm. Isn't that the same size as a? That's a big millimeter. That's a big wrench. A 27mm wrench for? Oh, yeah. That's no, that was yesterday. Lord's Day is on Saturday, not Sunday. Constantine is the one that changed that to Sunday. Um, had to put it with the ball worship, the um, the sun worship on Sunday. Constantine changed it. There's a lot of deception that was done to throw us off guard. That's why that's why I like to stay in the letters in red. The ones really. All right. Sun has rised. Oh man. I guess I need my chair, don't I? Oops, sorry. Covering up the. Yeah, let's go sit in the shade where. Oh. Oh. Thessalonians 2, 3 through 10. Oh, I don't know that one by heart. You're going to make me go and get a Bible, aren't you? Oh, man. No, man. Little. I mean, he done run off again. Oh, man. Well, you took it away. I was going to get the Bible. What? Oh. Come on, where you at? There you are. Haven't been in this Bible in a little while. I've been reading my other ones. Oh. I need a new cover. This thing's hard to. All right. Oh, man. Yes, indeed. Yep. I get what you're doing. I do work. Thank you. Just nothing's getting very profitable right this moment. Oh, man. Mm-hmm. Alrighty, well, on that note, we've been doing this about an hour anyway. I go and get my day started. Thanks for the laugh. I am trying though. Y'all are just over anxious to. I mean, it takes a minute to get established. It takes a minute to get things situated, and that's what we're working on. We're trying to. I see some of you don't understand that. What I find crazy ironic is that, well, I appreciate it. I I believe so too. And you know, we are trying to get situated to where we can get some work and we can get some money coming in to where we can stand on our own and stuff. But you got you got ones in the chat that like to try to rush their side of things or what they want, which is normal. Good morning, Fish. How are you doing? Oh, I'm just fixing to call it quits for a little bit. Oh man. You know, I'm gonna say something that's painfully obvious. They are quick to find verses that talk about not working, but the whole time they're searching for these verses that talk about not working, they skip over a whole lot of verses that pertain to what they are or aren't doing. So I'm working on mine. Are you working on yours? Yes, enjoying the sunrise. The sun is rised. It is dawn. It's time to get off the phone and figure out what I got to start on today. I've got several little projects that I need to get done, and yep, gotta get started. All right, love you guys. I know exactly. That's my point. It's skipping all the. What's for breakfast? Yeah, good question. Um, don't know. Not sure. We have a few eggs. I think we can make egg sandwiches or something. Got bread. Yeah, actually, eggs would probably be good. I got a link of sausage. I got to chop up and put into something so it don't go bad. We got hot dogs. Got bologna too. We got a little bit of all the mystery meat. Hot dogs. Mm-mm-mm. Has anybody ever actually looked into seeing where hot dogs come from? If you haven't, do yourself a favor. Don't. Love you guys. God bless.